when it is. WEFM is SGG.
25 minutes on to 11 o'clock here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You're locked on to WEFM 99.9, the clean, fresh sound. And this is your Turn program. Remember, It's Your Turn is an interactive program. So the numbers to call are 457 9997 if you're calling from a local landline, 532 9997 if you're calling from a digital cell phone, or you can call us or send us a message on WhatsApp at 457 9997. The It's Your Turn program is being hosted by Mr. Cecil Ryan. Good morning to you, Cecil.
Good morning to you, Karen, and good morning to our listeners, the regulars, and those who come in between. Welcome to another Issue at Hand program, today being June 28th. Special welcome to all of you who are listening. It's the Issue at Hand program, the popular program on WEFM, the clean, fresh sound. We're happy to be with you another Sunday morning. On the program with me this morning is our good friend and colleague and comrade Lansford Weeks. He will be greeting you in a while. And in studio is our most ardent follower of not only Listen at Hand, but WEFM, all the programs on WEFM. He's always there. Well, while as they would say, while the pan knocks, he's there responding. And Relisa, if you're listening, I'm sure I can have a surprise for you. You've seen a while.
10:36 a.m.
So let me give it to Lansford to introduce himself. Lansford, are you hearing me? I hope you're hearing me.
Hi, Cecil. Good morning. Are you hearing me?
You've been loud and clear. Good.
All right, thank you. Let me greet your guest host this morning as well. Yeah. I just found out that we are related.
Yeah.
And if we are, I suspect that he might be related to Rolisa as well.
Oh, there you are.
So greetings, listeners, and Cecil, thank you for inviting me once again. I apologize to your listeners for last week. I had another engagement that went a little different from when I spoke to you initially. Okay. I'm here today.
Great. Before I introduce, before I spring the surprise on Rolisa, I want to make sure that she's following right now. So anybody who's listening, tell Rolisa she got to tune into Issue Time this morning. I just want to greet all our regular listeners overseas and here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as usual. Some names I want to call out would include my good friend, our good friend and a friend of the program up in North Winwood, Overland. Brother Bristol, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. I want to give special greetings to Brother Mason as well. Good morning. And also to our good friend. Sorry, I'm laughing because Rolisa responded and said, yes, she's listening, so she's on. And I hope she's on Facebook, because if she's on, she has to be on Facebook to see, not to hear, but to see. Not only to hear, but to see. All right, and I also want to shout out Miss Harold. Good morning to you, Miss Harold. We haven't heard from you for a while. We hope you're doing well. Also, Brother Mason Layu, good morning and welcome to the program. I'm sure you're going to tune in this morning because of who is here with us this morning. One of the persons anyway. And also I want to say hello to a special friend. I think I can call him a special friend, Hugh Stewart. Hugh, good morning, and I hope you're doing well this morning. I hope you're well and you're doing okay this morning. And all over St. Vincent, all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines, all our special friends and listeners, good morning. Lavon, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well this morning. And I also want to shout out those friends in the Grenadines, Union Island in particular. Good morning, Lorna. Good morning, and I hope you're doing well. I didn't go wrong as I normally do and I usually do. But all the carnival lovers and revelers, good morning to all of you. And hope you're into the program this morning. This morning, we're going to be looking at a number of carnival-related activities. In fact, we are expecting to hear and to be on with us this morning our brother, Old Cabba Bennett. He's supposed to be on with us this morning. Also, Rodney Small. Cabba will be talking Calypso. Friday night being semi-final night, and we have a list of the finalists. So he'll be talking about that, the list. And then we have also Rodney Small, as I said, talking. Today's Junior Panorama Day. He should be talking about Junior Panorama, what we can expect, with bands in ball. And then he also will be talking about Senior Panorama, which will be held later on this week. I think it's on Thursday. We also have, Kojo, Brother Mason, so Relisa, you see, she influenced me into calling that name because she's saying here, morning Kojo, and she's laughing. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so we have all these folks lined up to be on the program this morning, and we look forward to hearing from all of them. We have one or two clips, but I'll come back to talking about that. But right now, well, in as much as Relisa already let the cat out of the bag, let me just welcome you, Coach, and say special greetings to all our listeners, and especially to Relisa, who's listening to you right now.
Okay, Relisa, you couldn't keep silent. Huh?
Actually, she saw you. She saw you on Facebook.
I know, but she couldn't see me. Good morning, everybody in Radio Land and on Facebook. This is the famous Kojo. Everybody meets me in the street and say, "How are you?" Always calling me, so I'm here.
But how you know Relisa? You have to tell the people how you are.
Oh, Relisa, since she started on the radio program in the morning, that's how.
Oh, which program? We got to call the name of the program. Make it very concrete. She wanted to call it.
Well, they call it Activated Morning.
Okay.
So, I don't think they have a other name than Activated Morning. So
that's it. Yeah. So she's pleased to have you.
And good morning, Diana, if you're listening to. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Maka.
Yeah, they might be listening. These are the famous characters on the
morning program.
Activated Morning program. Yeah. Well listened to. So, all right. So they have you've given them the shout out. Brother Mason Lee, you might be listening to it.
Good morning, my cousin.
Yeah,
that's my cousin too.
Yeah, he might be listening. Never know. So there we have it. As usual, we want to. Well, we'll come back to talking about other things, but for now, we have the usual starting off program by Win Calendar, Caribbean Connection. I just want to start us off with that.
This is Caribbean Connection News.
Thanks for joining our network of stations. I'm Win Calendar, and we begin our Caribbean coverage in Grandstown, St. Mary, Jamaica. St. Mary residents are objecting to the temporary stay in the parish of third country nationals deported from the United States. In Grandstown, residents are not pleased.
This is a peaceful community, you understand? So if you deported them come here, we don't know where they come in our district come, do you understand?
Although National Securities Minister Dr. the Honorable Horace Chang has said repeatedly that the third country nationals being sent to Jamaica from the U.S. are not criminals, but asylum seekers whose claims are yet to be determined by the United States, The residents are still uneasy about the strangers who will be living among them.
We don't want no murderers. We don't want no rapists. We don't want no pedophiles here. We have enough of our own problems here where we can't control our own people, much less we can control outsiders. If they are skilled workers, that because we need skilled workers here, we will accept some of them.
If it was Jamaicans coming, they could come. It's their home, but it's not Jamaica. They are not Jamaican. Where them up at some keep them up there.
The whole 14 parish need to come out and demonstrate on this. You're supposed to find out from the people them. Same way like how when you know want the vote, you know, go around and want to talk to people, and want to get people this, and get people. When you are going to bring things like that to the people, them, talk to the people them, and find out how the people them feel about certain things. You can't just push things on the people them because we not no say. No, we have say. And a full time for Jamaica unite and stand up for what them believe in.
It is unclear when the first batch of 25 third country nationals will arrive in Jamaica and whether they all will be staying in Grandstown. The government has been tight-lipped on the details, with the National Securities Minister only stating that the agreement is being finalized. He told Parliament last week that the United States will be funding their stay in Jamaica. From Georgetown, Guyana, Jamaica's Prime Minister, the Honorable Andrew Holness, left Guyana on Friday after the two countries signed a series of agreements across various sectors, which President Irfan Ali said could lead to a, quote, stronger, relentless, resilient, and sustainable partnership between the two CARICOM countries, end quote. President Ali added that his Minister of Finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, had said publicly that the Jamaica financial system has a lot of maturity which the region can learn and benefit from. He further stated,
that is why we're particularly very pleased that we're able to sign this MOU on financial services, given the fact that we are now proceeding on a junior stock exchange. The expertise of Jamaica, having our insurance company more integrated, our financial systems more integrated, our banking system more integrated, our means of settlement more integrated. This is what that opens up the opportunity for. And there's a lot of work in the financial architecture and system that will emerge out of these engagements. Security, you have done outstanding is an understatement, remarkable is an understatement. What you have done for security and crime in Jamaica is nothing short of a model, Prime Minister Holness. And I hope the people of Jamaica understand what you have done.
PM Holness told the signing ceremony that there has always been a great fraternity between Jamaica and Guyana, and he was pleased with the excellent arrangements which have been made for his visit.
Today, we signed various MOUs, but that should not be interpreted as the entirety of the engagement. Those are just what we could formalize within the time. The breadth of our exchanges and the potential of our collaboration and cooperation is extensive. We've discussed energy, as you have seen, security, tourism, financial services, agriculture, housing, all kinds of things we have discussed, including regional and diplomatic issues. And it is clear that Jamaica and Guyana are very much aligned, and we have a similar outlook on the world, similar understanding of the changing dynamics and the new nature of global politics. But we also share a very positive outlook on our economic prospects.
President Ali gave the assurance that Guyana will deploy a team to work with its counterpart in Jamaica to achieve greater integration at the technical level so that they can learn from each other and understand what each other is doing. News out of Bowers Bay, Tortola, BVI. Political aspirant, former Speaker of the House of Assembly and businessman Mr. Julian Willock, has confirmed his intention to contest the upcoming general elections in the Virgin Islands. Mr. Willock, who also served as permanent secretary, told the media,
"What I bring to the table is my integrity. You know, it's very interesting that throughout the COI, and what some describe as a witch hunt, no one through that process could say that Julian Willock did anything that was illegal or corrupt. No one. So I bring to the table my integrity, my humility, and a person who's going to listen. Because there's not one charge, there's not one time at any time that anyone could say that I stole a dime, a penny from government."
He says that he will not run against the 3rd District Representative and Deputy Premier, the Honorable Julian Fraser. Mr. Willock expresses desire to serve the people of District 3, stating,
"And the good people of District 3 can be assured that I'm not obsessed with power. I'm obsessed with service. I may be passionate about how I speak or carry out certain things, but it's all for love of country. People of District 3 can stand assured that if they give me an opportunity, I will make them proud."
He also outlined a 5-year plan for District 3, which includes the revitalization of Ellis Thomas Downs, addressing the water situation, and paying attention to secondary roads, among other initiatives for the community. News out of Bridgetown, Barbados. The Central Bank of Barbados says it has been able to make payments to a significant number of workers who had been affected following the transition to BIMPay. Last weekend, the Central Bank of Barbados said it was aware of concerns from some employees who had not received their salaries on time and who have associated these delays with the newly launched National Instant Payment Platform, BIMPay. In its latest statement on Friday, the Central Bank of Barbados said that of the estimated 27,366 salary payments for central government, the Barbados Revenue Authority, and the Queen Elizabeth Hospital, 27,206 have now been paid. The statement further said, quote, "In the statutory corporations, the position is broadly similar, with most workers having now received their salaries. The central bank sincerely apologizes to those workers who have not yet received their salaries. We recognize the financial and personal distress this has caused, and resolving the remaining outstanding payments remains a priority. Since the issue arose, we are in constant communication with the commercial banks to ensure that all outstanding payments to private sector employees are expedited. We've also been working with government agencies, employers, and financial institutions to identify and correct account information that did not meet the required format for processing through BIMPay. Where necessary, valid account information is being obtained so that outstanding payments can be processed without further delay," end quote. The Central Bank of Barbados said that the issue relates mainly to the formatting and validation of account information in payroll files. It said that under the previous batch-based arrangements, some account information issues could be corrected manually during processing. This is a roundup of news from across the Caribbean, produced by Win Calendar for Caribbean Connection News. We stop next at Port of Spain, Trinidad. Minister of Homeland Security, the Honorable Roger Alexander, when asked to comment on the arrest of a prominent businessman and his wife this week, said the rule of law must be respected. The Homeland Security Minister noted that he leaves the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service to perform their duties.
Let's wait for the outcome. And when we get that outcome, there's still another process that you have to go to court. Let us respect the rule of law. And this is what we have done in Trinidad and Tobago. We have lost that respect for the rule of law. When we are telling, in some cases, the DPP what to do, and we are telling the police how to do their job. No. Do your job. We wait for the outcome. The last place is a court of law.
A 69-year-old female relative of the businessman has also been detained as part of the investigation. Police have not disclosed what prompted the probe. From Kingstown, St. Vincent, and the Grenadines, The Sexual Offences Unit of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force has launched its Smart Teens Empowered to Prevent Situations program. The Kingstown Preparatory School will serve as host for the pilot program. The two-day event is designed to educate students on making safe, informed, and responsible decisions as they prepare for the transition to secondary school. Nigel Butcher, officer in charge of the Sexual Offences Unit, said it is particularly important to prepare students for secondary education, especially in relation to behavioral changes and challenges they may encounter.
We in the unit have recognized that there is an increase in sexual activities among our young people, particularly those children transitioning from primary school to secondary school, the form ones. We also recognize that any investment of our time, effort, and resources can make a significant difference in these children's lives. The objective of this project is to get you, the participants, you, the children, to identify peer pressure and manipulation. Yes, you would find a lot of that in your schools. Understanding the consequences of engaging in all these sexual activities, and to gain confidence to be able to make safe and responsible decisions.
Commissioner of Police Enville Williams said he is aware of the many influences which can lead young people astray, as he emphasized the importance of programs such as STEPS in equipping children with the knowledge and skills needed to make positive choices.
In our society, there are adults who unfortunately target children. They offer attention, gifts, phone credits, rides, monies, promises, and so-called kindness. But behind those actions, there is often manipulation. This is what is considered grooming. There is coercion. And too often, by the time the police gets involved, harm has already happened. This is not good enough. As Commissioner of Police, let me be clear. The role of the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force is not only to investigate crime after it has happened, but it is our duty to prevent crime before it occurs.
The Ministry of Education has welcomed the partnership with the Royal St. Vincent and the Grenadines Police Force and highlighted the importance of engaging students at grade 6 level as they prepare to enter secondary schools. Education Officer Elspeth Adams spoke on behalf of the Ministry of Education.
This STEPS project will help you learn how to make smart decisions, respect yourself and others, set healthy boundaries, and better understand that every choice you make has consequences. It will also teach you how to stay safe, stand up for yourself, and ask for help when you need it. Remember, being smart is not just about getting good grades. It is also about making good choices, showing respect, and having the courage to say no when something does not feel right.
News out of Nassau, Bahamas. Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, delivered the Bahamas National Statement at the Organization of American States General Assembly in Panama City this week. During his address, the Foreign Affairs Minister thanked the OAS for its participation in the observer mission for the Bahamas 2026 general elections. Mitchell emphasized the importance of defending the vulnerable and advocating for the responsible use of power by those who hold it. He added that the Bahamas does not interfere in the internal affairs of countries except when invited so to do.
In this regard, we support the work in Haiti, and we are examining what role we can play in Bolivia to support the legitimately elected government there. We support the Cuban people and the right to independence and territorial integrity, and their right to participate in the world economy, the work of the hemisphere, and the right to eat and health care. We apply the same values to Haiti that struck the first blow for African people in the world for freedom. We agree that there is still a need in this world for affirmative action and reparations for past discrimination against people of African descent.
And finally, this story out of Castries, St. Lucia. Organization of Eastern Caribbean States leaders have approved the reappointment of Dr. Didicus Jules to a fourth term as Director General, reaffirming its confidence in his leadership and continued commitment to advancing the OECS integration agenda. According to a statement issued, the decision to reappoint the St. Lucia-born Jules, who first assumed office in 2014, was taken during last weekend's OECS summit in Antigua and Barbuda, where the leaders of the sub-regional group commended Dr. Jules' distinguished service and significant contribution to regional development, cooperation, and institutional strengthening over the course of his tenure. The statement said that Jules has played a pivotal role in advancing key regional priorities, including food sovereignty, digital transformation, healthier communities, and educational reform, while strengthening the OECS capacity to respond to emerging challenges and opportunities facing members. That is where I leave you this week. For Caribbean Connection News, I am Win Callie.
All right, so again, we give thanks to Win for that across the Caribbean report and update. As usual, Kojo, Lansford, any reaction to any of the items that you've heard when reporting on, starting with, if you like, the Jamaica situation?
As far as from what I heard, I think it's not the Jamaica situation only. And I think I read something on it's either news or something on the Facebook that the Eastern Caribbean countries are getting together to push back on America about the
deportees.
Yeah, the deportees. So from what I heard before, they were okay to take people. Now I hear they're not willing to take people. I don't know if they've grown a backbone or something.
Oh, you mean those from the Eastern Caribbean, the leaders?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if they start growing a backbone and decide to push back.
Well, in all fairness to them, although in a way Antigua had decided, I remember our Prime Minister has held the view that they have to take a collective approach, a regional approach.
Well, that's what he said.
So I think that's they're now.
Well, as I'm saying, is at least they're standing up now. They're saying something.
Together.
Yeah, they're saying something. So before it was kind of like, it was in the air. Nobody knew. But from what I read,
but they have not made a statement, a definitive statement.
No. But from what I'm reading, it seems like they're willing to go that route, that they're not going to be taking anybody. So if that's what I'm reading is true, I'm all for that.
Well, at least the Jamaicans, those who live in St. Mary's, they make no bones about that. They speak out.
Them Jamaican ain't happy at all about what's going on there.
Lansford, you there?
Thank you, Cecil. Yes. When we discuss these modern day issues, we have to look back at our recent history. And with respect to political development in the region, normally when I speak about what's happening in Jamaica, persons take issue with it. But if you go back to the days of Federation, Cecil, Kojo, you would remember that is Jamaica that started the abandonment of that early attempt to have a federated Caribbean.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Mr. the the professor in Jamaica, in Barbados, what's his name again?
Dr. Scott?
No.
Oh.
The
Hillary
Belgian-
Beckles.
Hillary Beckles. He said that the Caribbean didn't really wanted it. Is England make sure that we never had it? Because when Jamaica went for help, they didn't really give them no help. And when Barbados went for help, they basically keep Barbados there for a whole week before they tell them that they was not going to help them. So the Federation was in a dead footing before it because they didn't get the finances to set up the industries and all that stuff that they needed to set up to make it work. Because in order for the Federation to work, we had to have a capital state. We had to have so much different things happening for us before we could have it. And we were relying on what we consider our mother country to give us the necessary milk, you know what I mean, before they wean us off. But they didn't give us the milk to wean us off. They just cut us off like that.
But I think Lansford is going to make a point. Lansford?
Yeah.
Yes, Cecil, and the point is related to just what Kojo said.
What he said, yeah. Okay.
These countries, whether it is the USA or England, they always use a strategy of dividing us to rule us, and holding resources, dangling resources in front of us. And Jamaica has been one of the places, maybe the place that they often started with. I don't know how many persons remember when Cameron made his journey through the Caribbean. That's when he put up the money for the development fund in the Caribbean, that we use our portion to develop the new port in Kingston. When he went to Jamaica, his attempt was to use that money, the Jamaican portion of it, to develop a prison in Jamaica to take prisoners from England. Now, we remember in Donald Trump's first term of office, he used that same divide and rule tactic against the Caribbean. And Jamaica was one of the leading Caribbean countries that he used, taking them to Mar-a-Lago and that kind of thing. Now we are seeing that they've started with Jamaica. And what is important, Cecil, I will normally listen to, when I have the time, talk radio in Jamaica. And there's this host, Emily Shield. Calm, quiet, responsible lawyer. And when this thing broke in Jamaica, using their term, Emily got ratted on her radio program for the secrecy in which the Jamaican government was proceeding with this matter. There was absolutely no discussion with the public, no information, except to moving towards accepting these deportees. And you can use any kind of name that you want to use to describe them. Third party, national, whatever you want to call them. The fact is, the United States wants to get them out of their country. And so they are trying to deport them to countries like ours. And Jamaican government knew that the Jamaican people did not want it. But it was important for the United States to get Jamaica to take the lead as they are accustomed doing. And so in complete secrecy and darkness. And that, again, we may have to return to that issue of secrecy and darkness later on in the program. But that's where Jamaica was proceeding. And even as Kojo talk about us in the OECS standing up to the United States, we're going to see that the issue will be put to us that, look, Jamaica has taken, so why can't you? That's what they're going to be saying to our leaders. And that is something our nationals have to be mindful about. This is not a political issue, but it can easily be made political because everything that is happening in our country, we think it is the responsibility of politicians. But this is an issue that we have to pay attention to. We have to be mindful about. And Cecil, if you go to the end of what was a comprehensive report, the last story with respect to the reappointment of Dr. Jules to lead the OECS Secretariat, we should use that and we can compare what is happening with the OECS versus what's happening with CARICOM and see how, as a sub-region, as an OECS, how we demonstrate togetherness as compared to what is happening in CARICOM. Dr. Jules has served and has certainly served well over the last 12 years or so. And there is no contention in reappointing him, at least even though there is, we are not hearing it in public versus what happened at the Caribbean level not very long ago. The point is, so as a sub-region, we have to pay attention to what is taking place in Jamaica, and our leaders have to do what is right for our people, and our people has to stand up and say to our leaders, when it becomes necessary, that is not right and we do not support you with that. Those are my views on that matter.
Yeah, coming out of the same report from WIN, there's a situation of the MOU, a number of pieces signed between the Prime Minister of Jamaica, Prime Minister Holness, and the Prime Minister of, the President Infant Ali of Guyana on financial matters, broadening financial matters. I thought that was very significant. And perhaps is laying the basis for that kind of cooperation among CARICOM countries. Your thoughts? Could you?
No, it's okay, Cecil. Could you go ahead?
Yeah, that's what. Come in and could you come afterwards?
So it's important that you make that observation. And I say boldly here that Jamaica is a user when it comes to Caribbean countries and Caribbean unity. And again, we can go back to the Federation. They embrace you when you have resources that they can use. They did the same thing to Venezuela. Venezuela assisted them in establishing their refinery, invested significant monies in their refinery. And when Venezuela, during, again, going back to Trump leadership, Jamaica abandoned Venezuela, took over the shares that Venezuela had in that refinery, paid them what they thought the shares were worth, and simply left Venezuela out in the loop. Now, we all know that Guyana has significant resources, and they have resources that they are willing to share with the rest of the Caribbean. Notwithstanding that when Guyana was in the darkest days, and the Americans had a role in taking them there, that we were, as a Caribbean, we were shunning the Guyanese. And we now see how Mr. Holness, Dr. Holness, is seeking to embrace Guyana so that he can get financial support from Guyana. And I can't help be reminded of how they operate, how Jamaica operate among the Caribbean. I mean, Jamaica is one of the places I love, Cecil, and I pay attention to them. But I also understand and see these things when they happen. I am all for Caribbean unity. I am all for sharing the resources that we have in the Caribbean. But we always have to pay attention to Jamaica. They had similar relationships with Trinidad in the past, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They had similar relationships with Trinidad. And the ending, as far as I'm concerned, well, I don't know if I can say ending because, I mean, we still have a Caribbean community. But there were times when Jamaica felt that they were not getting enough out of Trinidad, or put the other way, Trinidad was getting too much out of them because they have the largest market in CARICOM, and Trinidad was manufacturing many items that they sold to Jamaica and to other countries in the Caribbean. And persons who followed at the time would have known the kind of turmoil that they had in Jamaica. The point is, we always have to keep an eye on Jamaica and what they are doing.
Okay, so piggybacking from what Mr. Lanchford said, I mean, living outside of St. Vincent, each country has their own little community. And Jamaica is not inclusive too much. They want you to come to their function, but you don't see them coming to your function that easy.
You mean that happens where you live?
Yeah, you know, they're gonna say, "Oh, come here, come here, come. We having this function, we having this, we have the independence celebration." But when you have an independence celebration, you don't see them come to yours, but they want you to come to theirs. You know, and similar to Trinidad, but not as much. You know, because you know.
But that has been traditionally, that has been the way the larger, quote unquote, countries in the Caribbean relate to the smaller English-speaking countries in the Caribbean, which is not good. I'm not saying it's good.
Yeah, I'm saying, but if you want inclusivity, you know, you come to mine, I go to yours.
Yeah.
We are, because
Caribbean people.
I mean, when you're out there, you're just the other people don't see you. Well, they kind of classify everybody as Jamaican, as you know. For people who don't know the Caribbean, as soon as you open them out, you're either from Africa or Jamaica. And you have to explain them, you know, Jamaica's an island by itself and St. Vincent.
Well, as you would, I'm sure you'd agree that part of the reason for that is the prominence of Jamaican culture. Well, certainly reggae, and Bob Marley.
Yeah, that too. You know.
And there are other things about Jamaica which people hear about.
Oh, Usain Bolt, you know, you know, the sports is big, you know.
But I mean, I think it's a good idea for the Guyanese to partner with if only at the leadership level, with Jamaica, and to learn from Jamaicans the experience of Jamaica insofar as money is concerned and the development is concerned, the development of their money market in particular.
In truth of fact, Jamaica really do have a good track record when it comes to that money business.
Well, I think, but they have well, you could learn that from them.
You could learn the negative.
You could learn what to do and what not to do.
Right.
But certainly they have an advance in terms of the development of their money market, and Guyana can learn.
Yeah.
Like the rest of the Caribbean. And I think that's what you see. Yeah, Lansford.
So you're quite correct with that. Jamaica has advanced in terms of the governance and the governance structure. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of independent checks and balances on the government in Jamaica that we can learn from. And their finance market is much more advanced than what we have in this part of the Caribbean as well. They have a vibrant stock market. They have the junior stock exchange as well, where they guide smaller companies into being onto the stock market. And so they have a lot that we can learn from. And as you're saying, Cecil, I would like all of us in the Caribbean to embrace each other and learn from each other and use the resources that are found in the Caribbean for the development of the Caribbean. But we must not have a situation where Jamaica is always one to lead us in a direction internationally that is not good for us. Mm-hmm. We saw what they did with the Commonwealth leadership. Mm-hmm. When the Dominican lady, Scotland, was up for re-election, and all kinds of people in Jamaica put monies into removing her so that they can install their foreign minister as Commonwealth leader. And again, very often, these initiatives that Jamaicans are taking, that the Jamaican government is taking, is advancing the interests of persons outside the Caribbean. So I agree with you, Cecil. We should embrace them. I am happy that they can work well with Guyana, but we must not ignore.
Yes. What has lifted my spirit, though, is the reaction of the people from St. Mary's. Their rejection and their objection to the deportees coming to live in the communities.
Well, Cecil, if you understand
some colorful language.
Yes. yeah, that's what. Go ahead.
If you understand the geography of Jamaica, you will understand why they are putting these facilities, putting these people in St. Mary. Oh. St. Mary is what you refer to as deep rural Jamaica.
Oh.
And so they want to take them to Kingston because the folks in Kingston would reject them outright. But as I say, I'm glad that the folks in St. Mary's are standing up, because once they got information, and Jamaicans are like that, they often know what is good for them and not good for them. They are politically divided, as most Caribbean countries are, but when it comes to national issues and issues that affect their community and the nation as a whole, most times they will work together in a way that is different to how we work in the Eastern Caribbean.
I think the rest of us in the rest of the Caribbean, the rest of the people in the rest of the Caribbean, can learn from what they're saying.
Yes, we ought to.
In terms of their reaction to this offer or this arrival of deportees from the United States. By the way, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio of the U.S., described as the dregs, the misfits, in other words, he used more.
He basically saying they were the jugs of the
dregs of, and they don't want them.
They don't want them.
So they must put those people to the rest of the world, certainly the Caribbean.
And that's why in the clip there's one lady say, you're not even telling us what kind of crime these people has commit.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know who we get in.
Yeah.
And so you just giving us people, we don't know if they're mass murderers, if they're what they are, you know, mass rapists, whatever. And you just, in Langford, they might put them in St. Mark. What the place is again?
St. Mary's, Grandspell.
These people coming well savvy. They ain't staying in St. Mary's.
Of course not. And even though they stay there, I mean, these people often influence others.
Yeah.
Cecil,
yeah.
You remember how the third world countries was described by the
shithole country.
Yeah. So
shithole country.
So it's not surprising to hear.
We could use Mozart terminology.
No, I don't want to use that. I want to use the language of Trump.
Okay.
So it's not surprising to hear Rubio want to dump them.
Yeah.
On us, well, in us, if you use Trump's terminology.
So we have to be honest and we have to be factual.
Yeah.
And in fact, Rubio himself said he's not hiding, he's stating how it is. He said that.
Yeah, he said exactly.
And in fact, I have
who
the
they
clip. I
are.
won't play it today, but I have that clip.
He said exactly the type of people he's giving you.
He said that you're not hiding it.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that was instructive that that report from Jamaica. I thought that was very instructive. Just two other pieces from Wynn's report. The police gentleman from Trinidad, I don't remember if he's a commissioner from Trinidad, who talked about leave the police to do their work. Basically, that's what he said. And people who want to influence, they ought not to influence the work of the police. They ought not to try to influence the work of the police, and the law would prevail. Because I'm raising that because I know even now in our context here, there are some people who are not in government, but they want to run the government.
Yeah.
They tell the government who to fire, who not to fire, and that kind of thing. That's what's happening now in our country.
And
So I thought that piece, that suggestion offered by the senior police officer in Trinidad goes for us as well here. And
Yes.
I just want, sorry, you come in and turn that last.
No, you go ahead, Cecil.
No, I was just going to switch to the report from St. Vincent and commend the police for the initiative that they're taking in terms of trying to assist youngsters in their transition from the primary to the secondary school. And the work that the police is doing seems to me very encouraging. So I just want to end by saying that. Yes, Lansford.
Cecil, yes, I'll go where you ended with respect to St. Vincent. I agree with the police and wanting to do things that will influence our children towards making the correct decisions, especially as it relates to their the general development. Let me don't take out it, but the general development. My concern though, and the way I speak this morning, you may wish to classify me as a skeptic, but I am a skeptic in as much as I have the information, and there are things that I am very concerned about. One of the things I would like to know, though, is who is financing this project. The gentleman referred to it as a project.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to know who is financing this project, because I know in many instances, there are those from outside the Caribbean who put money into doing things into things in our school system, but they have underlying agenda that they are hoping to push. So it will be interesting for me to hear who is financing this project, whether it's the monies are coming from our local funds, or if it is coming from one of those American agencies or one of those British agencies that have been pushing their own agenda with respect to certain social aspects of our life in the Caribbean, trying to impose certain thoughts on us and trying to sway us in a particular direction to accept certain things that clearly the majority of Vincentians reject. But they do it in a way that they work themselves into the psyche of our young people. Not saying that is the case this time, because may well be that our government is putting local resources into a worthwhile effort. But transparency help sometimes.
But
Going back,
you're so correct, because I just assume it's government finance project. The police is the body that is financing it. But you're so correct. Now that I reflect, I remember somebody discussing something with me earlier this year, and there's justification for the point you just raised.
Yes.
A lot of justification. I mean, I won't repeat on air what the person said to me, but upon reflection, there's a lot of justification for what you're saying. And it'd be good for whoever's in charge of the program locally to be more transparent about it and tell us who is financing it and the context,
Yes.
So I certainly agree with you.
And Cecil, I made the point absolutely that I'm not objecting to the project, to the program, whatever it is, but these underlying things. And finally, Cecil, on this, the Trinidad report, while we leave the police to do the work, and I'm all for that, but when we say things that the police do things that are not proper and are not right, we must retain that privilege, that responsibility to speak out and to speak out about it. Trinidad, to some extent, they have an independent body to investigate the police. Not, in my opinion, not quite as independent as the one in Jamaica, but at least there is some sort of independence in what is happening what is taking place in Jamaica. So when the police abuse their power, when the police commit actions that can be considered criminal, there's this body that can investigate and can present the facts that they find. We don't have that in St. Vincent. And that is reasons why we ought to be vigilant with respect to what our police do, while we support them in doing the work that they're paid to do. We must support them at all times to do their work. But at the same time, we have to be vigilant that when they overstep, and sometimes they do overstep, that we can call it out and we do not get it involved in the politics of the country as we have seen in the past.
Agreed, 100%.
Yes.
I just want to be here. I finally do. I said that was going to be the last point, but the remarks by the Prime Minister of Bahamas, giving thanks to, I think, the observers, he mentioned in the process support for Haiti, everlasting support as far as he's concerned. We should be doing that. And he mentioned also support for Cuba, for their way of living, their system that they've chosen. But I also drawing from that, drawing inspiration from his comments, I want to make mention of something I saw in response to the disaster in Venezuela, the earthquake, that the government of Antigua Barbuda has decided to pledge $150,000 US. I find that to be very commendable. And I noticed that in our case, the Prime Minister Friday has made a statement. He read a statement that I saw, API, and basically pledging solidarity for the people of Venezuela. But I thought in our context, our government needs to go way beyond that, because it's the same Venezuelan people and government who enabled us the construction of the Argyle International Airport, in which, like, even though now we are in carnival season, and in fact, there are two persons in the room here with me in the studio, and both have come to the Argyle International Airport. They have benefited from way.
I enjoy that airport
And
like anything else.
I understand that I have relatives who came in also from the other side of the Atlantic, UK. And one of my relatives was saying to me that when he came in, the airport was packed with people and cars, people outside waiting and so on and so forth. So I'm saying, if anybody in the Caribbean has reason to express in different ways, solidarity with the people of Venezuela, it's us, Vincentians. Because Venezuela has enabled us to put a foundation for the jump off in development that we are seeing now, tourists and arrivals and so on, that we are seeing now in St. Vincent. They are the ones who, when it was difficult for others to see, and former Prime Minister then, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, he's the one who convinced Hugo Chavez to put the...
Remember the man called him a lunatic,
The
right?
lunatic, yeah. So we have an enduring responsibility to be grateful to the people of Venezuela. Mm-hmm. And in this moment, we need to do more than a statement. We need to put some money, man. Put some money into it. Antigua, which has not benefited in that way, they have pledged $150,000 to the earthquake.
And when St. Vincent pledged, it should be a serious pledge, not. I don't know about the Cuban pledge because I only hear the pledge, but I.
Well, but I don't know about the Cuban. Antigua Barbuda.
No, I said Cuba. St. Vincent make a pledge,
and I was
Cuba,
wondering too.
And I haven't heard anything about
delivery
of the pledge. So I hope this time, if they do make a pledge, that we hear that they actually deliver.
But then we should urge them to, if they haven't yet.
That's what I'm saying. The transparency of.
No, but I'm saying, if they have not yet delivered for Cuba, we should urge them to do that.
Right.
The St. Vincent Cuba Friendship Society pledged, and they delivered.
Well,
we know that.
Yeah, we all put our little 2 cents.
And they showed it. They showed that they delivered. So, there are two countries which we must be grateful to all the time. It's Cuba and Venezuela. And now Venezuela, in their moment of need, of emergency, we need to put some money.
Even going back to the people who got the eye fix.
Yeah.
Cuba did the work, but I think Venezuela facilitated for the transportation.
Yeah, well, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah,
so we have
those two countries has always been in our good grace.
Yeah, it's not recent. I remember even before the ULP came to power, that Casson Hill road you drive up. It was Venezuela who made that. I don't know if people remember that.
Put that rail and rail and all that.
It was the Venezuelan who did that. So we have a responsibility to express and to concretely. And I would urge the government to pledge some money beyond the statement read by Prime Minister Friday. Pledge some money to assess their situation, because ours will come again. Our situation will come again in terms of disaster and emergency. It will come.
We live in a world. We're not living in isolation. But
we live in a particular part of the world.
That too.
Subject to hurricane, volcano, and all those things. Last one, sorry. So I didn't want to go on, but I just thought I'd end with that.
Cecil, that's fine. I just, by way of addition, the point that Kojo made with respect to attaching the Cuban situation and the Vision Now program to our support for Venezuela is very important, because the average Vincentian may not be aware of the kind of resources that Venezuela put into our own development, national development within our recent history. Even as Kojo mentioned, the transportation to Cuba during the Vision Now program, it was not just the transportation. all of the financing related to that Cuban divisional program was provided by Venezuela, including food for those of us who travel to Cuba, transportation in Cuba, etc. The Venezuelan government, if not all, provided most of the resources for that. And even with respect to our international airport, Cecil Kojo listeners, we got more from Venezuela on that project, more than what meets the eyes, because it was not just what they gave directly to us in terms of the first equipment and whatever else that we know that the Cubans gave directly to us. In a large part, they facilitated what we get, enabled us to get what we got from Cuba. A lot of us may not know, or if we don't know, we don't pay attention to it. But much of the work that the Cubans did for us in constructing the airport were facilitated by the government of Venezuela. So we owe a debt of gratitude to Venezuela in their times of need. And I agree with you, Cecil, that solidarity ought to be shown in more than words.
Mm-hmm. And incidentally, somebody is asking the question as to whether or not we know of the situation of our ambassador in Venezuela, because in the statement, Prime Minister Friday did not mention anything about the situation of the ambassador and those on the staff there. So, and whether or not there's students there, I am not sure.
I think there's supposed to be some students still.
How many?
I think there's some students in Venezuela
Oh,
still.
we don't know. I
don't know how much
many.
it is, but I think.
But the question is, are they safe? I mean,
nobody knows.
Because I thought it would have been good. Well, the person's raising it.
Because the death toll is about 1,000 now, right?
No, it's more than that.
Closer to 1,500 officially then.
Yeah, okay.
And they expect it to be around 50,000.
Ooh.
That's what I heard. Because they haven't started yet to uncover all the rubble.
I was so lucky that this morning I saw that they called a little girl, a child out of one of those alive still, and I was happy to see that one.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. We need to hear more about what's happening in Venezuela, particularly to our ambassador and students who might be there. All right. I want to know, but time is going so quick. We still have to get into discussions on carnival related activities. I'm waiting on the folks from the Yurupan movement and the Calypsonians Association to come in. I haven't heard from them yet. Well, I heard from one saying that he has not been able to reach somebody yet, but we'll see. I wanted to give persons who might be listening to the program, who might be following the program, a chance to comment on the WIN calendar report, as usual. And if you have any comments to make on it, we would allow you now to call the program and make your contribution. If you want to call via WhatsApp or straight line, 457-9997 is the number you would have to call. And let us hear how you feel about any of the items that you heard in the WIN calendar report. Give you a couple of minutes. If I didn't hear from you, we would move on, because we have a number of things to cover this morning. So we would give you a chance. In the meantime, my bad, I should have said at the very beginning that someone else is here with us this morning. She's not on camera, so you might not have been seeing her, but she is one of my many cousins, and she's visiting from the US. She is into to advance her process to getting her passport, and so on and so forth. I hope I'm not talking out of turn. No, that's perfect. Okay, all right. which is
Officially a citizen no right now.
yeah, you're a citizen by virtue of the fact that you're that for sure.
No, I mean paperwork.
Oh, even aside from that.
I'm official.
Okay, you're official.
Yeah, May 20th.
Okay.
March 20th, I'm official.
All right, so she's official. She's a Vinci
Mm-hmm.
in the fullness of the word. All right, welcome.
So you know the hot song right now, right? It says, I'm a Vinci, doesn't matter where I go in the world, I'm a Vinci. And I'm a Vinci to the bone.
One person listening would be proud of you, for sure. He used to facilitate the process for Canadians. In fact, he's the one who pushed for even second generation Canadians
That's
to become Vincis. How you know that?
I know, right?
I didn't call his name. You know?
You don't have to call his name. Anybody who follow that, they know that that brother fight for that thing.
Yeah. He fight for Vincis
Yeah.
in that respect, yeah. And for the country.
Well,
really.
a matter of fact, America benefit from it, England benefit from it, but he was fighting for it
Yeah.
from the Canadian side.
Okay. So he's partly why we have so many people coming in now.
Oh yeah, I
So
mean,
it's,
people who were born, you know, they were in the wilderness out there. They couldn't claim themselves as a Vincentian.
No, I have two. I have two. At least two that I know of. Two of my cousins. Well, you know, not close cousins, who became. Well, he was part of the process. He did that work. So yeah, now it's all good news. So I've recognized my cousin in studio.
And I mean, for the benefit of the doubt, people should know how was the process like. You know, you know, that would be good for her to have a little say. The process of becoming a Vinci after, you know, how to file for it, how to.
Sorry, you were saying for the benefit of
most people who's listening,
Yeah.
they know the process of how, as a second generation, what the process they have to go through to become a Vinci.
So you would want Alexis to
Yeah, she could
share?
say it. Yeah.
I don't know if you want it to be.
I can definitely. Can you hear me?
No, but you have to speak directly into the mic.
This one here?
This one here. And our very able support technician will make that happen for you.
I'm good now? Okay. So for me, I did a lot of research at home. So I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I did a lot of research home before I even got here in December. So I made sure that I had everything. So you're going to need to have paperwork from your local police department saying that you're cleared of all crimes. Stuff from your doctor to make sure that you're in good health. So I had all of those things already filled out. My dad was born here, so I had his birth certificate, my birth certificate. You want to make sure that your birth certificate says St. Vincent and the Grenadines. St. Vincent is very funny if you don't have the entire portion on there, so that took a little bit of time. So I had all of that stuff done before I got here in December. And then I took about a full day in December going to get stuff notarized from the lawyer, you know, getting stuff here, getting stuff there. But what I would tell people, start your work at home before you get here. Do as much as you can before you get here. And then set aside time to make sure you have a weekday once you're here to get everything done. I fortunately have cousins here, so I was able to give them local phone numbers. So if there were any hiccups, they were able to call my family, let me know what I needed to do. I left Vinci, I think December 30th, and then March 20th, I found out that I was granted citizenship. So in your mind, you want it right away, right? Like, I mean, I want it yesterday, but you just had to be patient. And again, the biggest thing for me, do as much homework as you can before you get here, and it makes it a lot smoother. And then you may also have to have an interview. So obviously I'm here now, second time to pick up my paperwork, but it's not going to be a one trip and done. You will come twice at least to get everything finished. At least that's for me coming from the States. I believe my cousins in the UK have a little bit of an easier route to go. They have an embassy that's nearby. I'm in Detroit. The nearest embassy would be New York. So for me in Detroit, it was a little bit more difficult. If you're in the UK, it may be easier. But for me, it is worth it. So like you were saying before, my country is in it's different right now than what I am used to. Even in the worst of times, it is different right now. So for me to have a place to feel like I belong, this now is my home too. So whenever I'm ready, I don't have to be in the U.S. anymore.
And could we say welcome?
Yes, yes.
Let me take this call because somebody would want to hear from. This call
Cecil,
sounds.
good morning.
Good morning to you, Consul General, former
Good
Consul
morning,
General of
Cecil,
Canada.
Good morning. This is Kojo.
Hey, Kojo, and Lansford and your guest. Is she in studio?
She's in studio. She don't want to be recognized as guest, but I pull her in.
Okay, that's fine. Anyway, my name is Fitzhuggins, just for the record, if you didn't recognize my voice.
Yeah,
Two things I want to comment on, and as you're talking about second generation citizenship, it alerted me to call to help with discussing the process and some of the weaknesses and some suggestions. I heard the lady talking about the process she went through, and she was talking about it's not going to be a one trip process. You have to be in and out several times to do interviews, and most of the other things she talked about going through the process about certificate. In fact, let me just state for the record, and I hate to do this, I hate to bring attention to myself, but I want to go on record to say that the second generation citizenship bill was actually initiated from a document that I wrote to the government, the previous government, because as the Consul General in Toronto, I heard a lot of people talk about investment and they want to be Vincentians, but they're not first generation, they're second generation. So when I wrote the document to my PS at the time, they felt it was a good idea. They took it to cabinet, and several days later, the bill was passed, and the Prime Minister called me then, Gonsalves, and he said, Fitz, we just passed your bill, boy. So
Okay.
I feel as if I should celebrate it as much as
It's your bill, man. It's your bill.
No, it's not my bill. It's the second generation. But one suggestion I made several times to people in the Ministry of National Security, the PS, and the PS there, everybody agreed with me that I don't think that we make full use of our consulates and missions overseas. I don't think we should have our citizens. Once you have the paperwork to show you're a citizen, an interview could be done via Skype or one of those social media platforms. I suggested that the applicants come to the consulate and we probably notarize the person that yes, they were there. We conducted the interview with the police in our presence at the consulate, and once the consulate signs off or the mission signs off that yes, that person was present and I identify that person to be who they are. We have to be able to trust the system more, that the consulate and the missions are like our first gatekeepers out there, and we work in the best interest of our government. So I am totally against this allowing people to be spending money to travel up and down trying to get an interview done to become a citizen. So if they could listen to that and probably change the law, change the bill to accommodate citizens and have them come to the missions out there to make full use of these missions and consulates, put some trust in the people who work there and operate as the gatekeepers for the government. I don't know what you think about that before I go on to the next point.
So I would like to say I think that would be great because again, for me coming from Detroit to here, that's $1,300. So when I called and found out about the interview, I'm like, well, can I tell you when I'm going to be in Vinci again and you schedule it then? She says, no, we schedule it when we schedule it. So for I don't care how much money you have, but to have a $1,300, plane ticket that you have to buy at a moment's notice, it does make things more difficult and more frustrating, right? Because for me, in my heart, I'm Vinci, right? So it's make it as easy as possible for me to get here. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, okay. The second point, Cecil, is the issue with Venezuela. And let me go on record and say that I am in total sympathy and empathy and all the emotional feelings that we have been going through over the last few days after the massive earthquakes struck Venezuela and thousands of people lost their lives and thousands of, seem as if the death count is rising daily. And, you mentioned about our own ambassador. We haven't heard anybody declaring that they're safe. I hope my friend ambassador is safe and his family is in touch with him. But over the last couple of days, I've been trying to do as much as I could, having made several contacts when I was out in the field. I got a call from Rahul Singh, the famous Rahul Singh from Global Medic, and he called me to find out how easy it would be for Global Medic to get into Venezuela. So I contacted the ambassador, the Venezuelan ambassador to St. Vincent. I think he's just moved, but he took my call. We connected with Rahul Singh, and I think they exchanged letters of intent. And the second in line here, someone has been in contact. She reported back that the letter was sent to Venezuela. So, it's always good that when you go out on these missions, you make good contacts with people who could make a difference, especially in times of disaster. So I'm happy that Global Medic has been able to use St. Vincent as its contact to get onto Venezuela.
But more directly to use you, and that's very commendable, Fitz. I need to say that. That as far as but hold on, let me finish. Because as far as you're concerned, yes, you're stationed in Toronto, Canada. But even now, my interpretation of what you're doing is that you see that your work is not complete. You continue to do the work, and that is commendable.
Well, I think the guys, they know I had the reputation that
it doesn't matter, but the point is you could have said you don't want to be involved.
So I'm an action man. So when he called me and he said, "Boy, Fitz will get something done."
Exactly.
So, and especially for our friends in Venezuela and in Cuba, I'll go to the end of the world to make sure that these guys are.
That's commendable, and I'm not speaking the water in my mouth at all. It's commendable.
Cecil.
Yes.
Fitz, you need to take a credit.
Exactly.
You need to take a credit. They didn't call Kojo.
Exactly.
They didn't call Cecil. They know who to call.
Kojo once is not a debit because things stop right.
but even your credit, you want to replace credit. That's your point. The credit belongs to you, Fitz. Take it.
The credit is yours.
No, but don't put the focus on me.
The focus is not on you. No. The focus is on Venezuela. Hold on. The focus is on Venezuela. But the credit for this particular action is on you. So take it.
I hope by next week I'll be able to report that yes, Global Medical has deployed their team and they're in Venezuela because these guys go all over the world.
All right. Which means that it's a day to call back. Let me bring in Lansford has been there. Lansford, yes.
Yes, thanks. Hey, what you do to people like our former Consul General? You give him his opportunity to be modest. So you listen. Hey, no man. Hey, you allow him to speak and be modest. And when he gone, you talk about him behind his back as he was never here. Big up yourself, Fitz Huggins. Thank you for all the work you continue to do.
Yeah, well, just to say that I'm happy that I'm well placed to be of assistance, but I'm going to pass this project over to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs tomorrow to make sure that they take it and run with it because I no longer function in the capacity. I am happy that I've been able to they made contact with me and I'm well placed to make the necessary contacts and hopefully things go well.
Okay.
Fitz, you did it well. It's called networking.
Yeah, exactly. It's
called networking and you did it well and we have to thank you at all times.
And that is the reason why when for the new people taking up these jobs, it's very important that word be sent front and center of your daily chores. Networking. Make sure you link with the right people, and make sure you make work in a trustworthy way, and they could call on you at any time for help, even after you leave the job.
Fitz, before you go, in as much as we're hearing the word networking and communication and all of that, I have to put a spokes in the wheel. Not in your wheel, but the wheel of your former employer. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. And I know that they themselves put out a notice that they were having challenges with a line somewhere up in the north. I'm talking about flow.
You're talking about telecommunication.
Telecommunication. Even as you all mentioned networking and so on, it come back to my mind that they're not doing a satisfactory job at all. They're not dealing right with consumers. People continue to have the buffering experience with their television, their phone. They can't make a proper phone call. And I mean, that is not right. I said it last week, but I want to say it again. And as somebody, a different cousin, I have so many cousins, another one was talking to me and was expressing the expectation that it would be, we would get back the credit from Flow for the
and your bill won't see a debit.
And my bill won't see a debit. Exactly. That's exactly what's. So I'm speaking on behalf of my cousin and the many other Vincies who are customers of Flow and who need to be refunded. Yeah.
As a loyalist, right? You wouldn't get me to join you.
No, I'm not inviting you. You know this. I'm not inviting you
because I haven't spent 30 years plus, and you know, they basically my whole life was built around Flow and the work that I did there. And yeah, but we got to learn to. Even government,
I respect all of that you said, but I don't give excuses when my money is involved. I pay for the service, and I mean, as other customers, they pay, and in all seriousness, and by right, they should receive the service for what they pay.
Anyway, I'm going to leave you guys to get back to the second generation citizenship.
All right. Well, I hope, including you, I hope they improve the service so all customers, including yourself, former employee or not, can benefit from it. All right, then. Thanks a lot.
Yes. Okay,
thanks a lot.
Okay, let's we'll cut up, man. We'll talk.
Yeah, Fitz. Yeah.
And Kojo, good to hear you on the radio, man. You know, you're something different on radio than on phone, boy.
He's showing off. He's showing off on release. You know, he wanted to be in religious seat.
I wanted to be a religious.
He's usually a little more militant on the phone, but
he sounds soft. He sounds soft on the phone.
You got soft on the belly of the radio, man.
I was told to quiet down.
No, not from inside here.
Have a good day.
You too. Thanks for calling. Okay, bye-bye. Okay, that's it. Interesting. We haven't so we're going to move on from okay. We have another call from overseas. Weezy, greetings.
Hello.
Greetings. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Panel.
We're hearing you.
Cecil, Kojo.
Yes, Mr. Wiseman.
Greetings, bro. Listen, when I heard the signal, I thought he in studio, and I'm jealous. Be jealous enough.
Excuse me, I didn't tell you not to come in. I hear you keep saying you want to come.
No, I saving the thing for next year, man. I saving the thing for next year.
I understand next year is 50 years.
50 years for me, yeah. 50 years for CDC as
well. It was 50 years of changeover.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to make sure that is properly celebrated. Anyhow, let me get into what happening today. That citizenship, second generation, the lady in studio, it might, in England here, because I have approached the mission here about my two kids who were born here. And the process, I agree with Fitz 100%. We need to utilize technology in today's era. It can take, I was told, approximately 6 to 8 months to have that process completed. However, it doesn't require the individual to travel for an interview in St. Vincent. All the paperwork has to be confirmed and verified through the embassy and through the necessary departments in St. Vincent. So it's a back and forth paper trail verification. So it's probably is less expensive, but it's quite drawn out.
Yes,
and I agree.
that's if you're in the UK. It's not. It is not that way in the US. So while I was doing it, my cousin Natalie in the UK is doing the same thing. We're having a completely different experience.
Yes, so in the UK it's slightly different. So I just wanted to note that. Also, Cecil, I heard you last week on that Wi-Fi business with Flo. And I don't live in St. Vincent, but I have, as you know, from my first marriage, 3 kids in St. Vincent. So there's constant communication. And it is, so I said to them numerous times, those 2 companies, well, I think I'm not sure how DigiCell is.
Well, we're not calling the providers, the telecommunication providers. Let's just call them.
Yeah, but DigiCell, both of them would make one company here in the UK, Cecil.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me. Flo, I mean, Carnival now, right? I'm not there. And I noticed VC3 advertised packages. Now I want to connect, but I'm telling you, I'm scared to invest my money because for 2 reasons. The signal is going to pop out ever so often, going to drop out. And second, as it relates to the start time of the shows, they're ridiculous.
But that's nothing to do with the provider, the service provider.
No, I know that's, but I'm just noting another point in terms of me.
So that's to do with CDC. That's to do with CDC.
So I'm sort of combining both of them into one package because the CDC is offering the package, but in the back of their minds, the providers is not going to give the customer who they're relying on to take these packages the money's worth because this thing is going to drop out. One, guaranteed, and that's as far as the providers are concerned. But as far as CDC is concerned now, with regards to timing, I'm sort of combining both of them because it is customer satisfaction I'm dealing with here.
Mm-hmm. But let me ask you, in terms of this particular program and the station as a whole, WEFM and It's Your Time, do you hear them? Do you get them with clarity and enough strength?
Well, I'll tell you something. Your station had a problem on Friday. It was just buffering all the time. Occasionally, yes. Without a doubt. So, I mean, and that was you on Friday. I think there was an issue with Hot FM on the day before.
Mm-hmm.
It is ridiculous. And I understand there is an NTSC board that governs these companies and their operations.
Well, in all, to be objective about it, Flo did announce. I think they've announced it for 2 or 3 weeks now that they're encountering a problem up north, Fancy, in terms of their line. But one would assume that by now they would have adjusted that problem, and that the service would have improved.
For years, Cecil.
Well, I don't know, but no, but they did report on a problem. They did do a report. So, in all fairness, we give them time. But I hope, as we were saying a while ago, jokingly, but we were serious, that they would give consideration for credit to people who are. Well,
this is it, and there is no remuneration of credits for the inconvenience.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there is no customer service, face-to-face human contact when you're having problems. I understand.
Well, you have to go into the office. You have to go into their office, but be prepared to wait in long.
So it's going to cost you money to come into the office to simply have somebody at the desk.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Anyway, we're not going to. we're not gonna use up much time with them this morning. We've used up enough already. So let's talk carnival.
Carnival.
Let's talk carnival.
Carnival, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So do you have
Carnival,
any release?
right.
You have did you release any song?
Yes, there is a track for me out called Single Ladies, 2 months now, and it's doing pretty well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Sing enough of them in St. Vincent now.
What enough of
So I
what?
had to sing on them.
Enough of what?
Single Ladies.
How you know that? You live in England. How you know that?
I come carnival every 2 years or every year, twice a year sometimes.
No, but
I'm observant.
things change from year to year.
No, man.
Okay.
Things ain't change.
Wise man.
Things ain't change.
Wise
I
man.
am sure.
The girls in them is not single. They're more in tune with the camera.
You mean they come into the party single? This is the point I want to make.
Yes.
He
doesn't know that. He doesn't know that.
I know that.
Listen to me. They're in tune with the camera. Watch them on video. They're taking pictures.
That's where I got the whole idea from, Cecil. And you're gonna see that enough from now till the end of the carnival.
It's a fashion show. It's a fashion show.
Yeah, it's a fashion show now. The people don't
But
get
hold
into
on,
the
but
swing of
Weezy, that's part of the Great Escape. And we come in to look at it's part of the Great Escape.
So the Great Escape now is a fashion show.
Part of it, yeah, it's a fashion show.
The cultural aspect has been diluted.
No, I don't say diluted.
Yeah, to some extent, in a broader sense. Okay, well, there we go. Kocho is saying that it's added.
It's not diluted, it's added.
It's an addition.
Is it?
Yeah, it's an addition. Like we will see the mask that I grew up with doing when I was 9, 10. It's gone.
I know it's gone.
Yeah. I mean,
you know, I grew up on Hospital Road, and there was a guy who used to bring an Indian band from, what's his name again? I can't remember his name. He was my neighbor anyhow, just up the road from me, coming down before you go to Cemetery Road, that bridge there. He used to bring an Indian band every year.
I can't remember his name. I know you're talking about, but I can't remember his name.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Tall, dark guy. And every year religiously. Now, the mass has changed, of course. Everything evolves. But I'm not against what has evolved in terms of the mass. What I have a concern about is the money drain that is not being filtered through to the artists, plural, during who makes the music for Carnival.
You said, Weezy, you said the money drain. That's what you said? The money drain?
Yes,
drain,
the money drain. Because,
from where to where?
Yeah.
From where to where?
From St. Vincent to wherever the private promoters going back with the money.
Most of the private promoters here in St. Vincent, I think there's been sanctioned.
Most of the promoters have been sanctioned?
Yeah, most of those private parties has been sanctioned doing them, as far as I know.
I don't know if they're doing them in collaboration with others.
From what I know,
but Weezy, a lot of the artists, the entertainers, are from overseas.
I don't think we have any foreign artists in here this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they have a number of them.
Listen,
well, I don't really follow those shows too much, so
Yes, go ahead, Weezy.
Well,
and by the way, Lansford is on the program as well. Lansford, you here?
Yeah, that's fine, Cecil. I'm listening. Okay. I'm learning.
All right. Yes, Weezy, go on.
Yes, I was hired for a private all-inclusive party last year when I was there. Now, what I know these private parties don't do, some of them don't advertise who is on the cast. But that private party had, I think, 2 or 3 Trinidadians on the cast.
Okay, so that's why I don't know.
Yes.
That's why I don't know they're coming.
I'm telling you. Yeah. And they call, me and Beckett were surprise acts in that particular gig. So there are things that's happening, and I can see from footage after the event that there are a lot of foreign artists that comes in and takes the bulk of the money, because these foreign artists are not cheap. They're not cheap. And it is a shame because the local artists puts out the music, they puts out their investment, and hardly can get a gig. because of the lack of stage shows. And the few stage shows we have are then dominated by the outside acts. And on top of that, the DJs as well follow the trend. What I noticed last year, that the DJs seem to be turning themselves into the artists. No, I'm serious. Because I've seen shows that the foreign DJs I'm talking about is predominantly foreign DJs as well, not just foreign artists, but these all-inclusives are loaded with foreign DJs. This is what I'm talking about. The money goes out one way or the other. And it's sad. Very sad.
But is that a question of marketing? Because right now, we consider the fact that we have a lot of people who come in from other Caribbean countries and from further afield, like the UK, USA, Canada, and other countries. They come in for activities linked to Carnival here. And they
come in for the private parties.
Right, so the private parties are activities linked to Vinci Mass. They're part of it now.
The thing is, yeah, it is a part of it now, and it's unfortunate that with hindsight, that the CDC over the years did not think of offering, expanding the operations and not being confined to Victoria Park. I'm not blaming the private promoters at all, 100%, because they
but hold on, but Wizzy, can they not have private promoters like events in Victoria Park? Everything is there. The whole infrastructure is there already.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Stage, everything is there.
Wizzy.
This is what I'm saying. So the private promoters saw that void, and then took that lane and occupied it, and now dominate the whole thing.
Wizzy.
There's space in the lane. There's space in that lane.
Wizzy.
Yeah.
I was making a suggestion to Ryan when I was coming down. I think CDC need to change the format of the shows. Either start them early so you could have like a private after the show, like we say, like the Calypso semifinals Friday night. If you had started that much more earlier, they had Touch playing after the show, but Touch start playing at 2 o'clock. That's what I'm saying.
And hardly anybody there.
Touch start playing at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired already. I'm ready to go home. If you start that show earlier, the Calypso finish, you can touch at 2 hours or so to play from, let me say, from 11 to 1. You know, and you could
and you add to that. You add value to that.
Add value to the show, because now a lot of people know they might not come for the first part of the Calypso. They say, okay, boy, the Touch coming on at 11. So they come for the Touch portion of it.
No,
you're still making the money. They might not come for listen to Calypso, but they want to listen to Touch, so they come when Touch time. But if you play in Touch at 2 o'clock in the morning,
pointless.
It's there.
And it's not fair to Touch as well.
No, it's ain't fair to no band. I mean,
you understand what I'm saying? There's no bounce factor there at that time in the morning.
So what is the reason? Is it that they don't have a marketing person in place to do that?
I don't know, but I mean, the Calypso show was, to me, it was too fluffy, I should say.
Full of fluff.
Yeah, because I mean, half of the thing that they had, the acts that they had, was Calypso already. And you're going to give me 22 Calypso.
Reruns.
You're bringing in Calypso as guest artists. Why I need a Calypso as a guest artist? Bring a soca man in as a guest artist. Bring somebody who could vibe the place up. You know, so you could get younger people coming in. Because if somebody, let me say you have Fireman Hoop up on that stage, Skinny Fabulous, 2 of them. There's a group of people who come in to listen to them. They don't want to listen to Calypso, but you don't have a Skinny Fabulous or anything. Them as guest artists, you're going to get a larger crowd of people coming in. I mean,
well, you see that late turn up for the audience. That's been happening, for years, and we as I think there needs to be some strategy to counteract that. And I would suggest, from a marketing point of view, that the CDC look at some incentive to get people in the park, i.e., maybe offer packages, maybe groups of 4 tickets or 5 tickets get an extra ticket before such and such a time, or up to such a time, the first hour or something, when the show's supposed to start. You need to have some strategy to get people to come into the park early. And it's not all about just, we start at 8 o'clock. People are going to turn up at 10 o'clock. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to make it attractive for them to get into the park at 8 o'clock?
But hold on. What is the purpose of that particular show? What is the purpose?
Which show?
The same semi-final we're talking about, the Calypso semi-final. What is the purpose of the show?
Well, the purpose is to select the semi-finalists to go into the finals.
And do you need a show of that nature to select the semi-finalists for the final Victoria Park show?
Yes, you do.
Because of that nature, I'm asking. Because what I'm here listening to Kojo and you to some extent is that you can have a selection of the however many 11 person, but you don't need a show. You don't put them on the show. If you're going to put them on the show, change the format of that show. Do the selection earlier in the day, which is what I hear Coach saying. Do the selection earlier in the right. So I hear you saying so. So you do this selection earlier in the day, and use the space and the time later on for the entertainment part, and you attract various sectors.
Okay. You know why I said that?
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you know why I said that, Ryan? Because you're saying that's your opening up of Carnival. That's your opening night.
Mm-hmm.
Your opening Carnival. So put the time and space for the selection part. And the other half of the night, you make it lively. Mm-hmm. It's Carnival. You're opening up Carnival. Mm-hmm. Blow it up.
Yeah, but
that's how I see it.
But you're still gonna end up with the same problem of the
not
timing
necessarily.
of when.
Not necessarily. Not.
Yeah,
so why is it?
yeah,
So let me ask you the question. Let me ask you the question. Listen to the question. Why do the private promoters don't end up with the problem?
Because they pay all inclusive and they're making sure they get there early to utilize every penny that they paid to make sure they have. This is what I'm saying.
So hold on. So you said they make sure they arrive there early. That's not what you said?
Yes, because it's all inclusive. They want to drink and eat from beginning to end.
So why can't the CDC kind of pattern their own show for that?
Well, the thing is, if they're going to do it now, they're going to be playing catch up.
So what? Matter. So what? They're playing catch up. The lane, the lane is wide enough for 2 vehicles or for two activities. Don't worry.
What? Does the CDC have the resources where they
find it?
In terms of
Find it because it's an investment. It's an investment. Except you don't see it as an investment. It's an investment, isn't it?
Well, it's supposed to be. It's whether or not they're ambitious enough to do it.
Well, you can't be criticizing them, and
I'm not criticizing them at all.
No, you are, and it's fine. It's fine. No, we're criticizing them, and it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. What we're doing involving constructive criticism, and that's fine. It's for them to improve. That's what you're saying.
That late coming thing is serious, especially when you're looking to sell packages via streaming. Mm-hmm. Because, for example, I didn't pay for the package because of my concerns with dropouts, and secondly, I knew in the back of my mind that show wasn't going to start at 8 o'clock, and I am 5 hours ahead. So when that show was scheduled to start at 8 o'clock, that was 1 o'clock for me to start watching it. Mm-hmm. And lo and behold, it didn't start till after 9.
All right, so, but we see people involved with CDC. I think they're hearing you. They have heard this discussion, so maybe they would aim to improve the next time around.
Yes, I hope so. So I would leave the discussion now and allow somebody else to get.
Yes, in fact, that's what I was going to suggest to you, because somebody has to call in from the Calypsonian Association. In fact, all Cabo Bennett is supposed to call us. So I'm waiting to hear from
Thank you very much. Enjoy the carnival, everybody, and be safe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And
Have
by
a
the way,
grand time.
Weezy, before you go, the situation that you're pointing out with your children, your two children, they're not second generation in the sense that
Yes, they are.
no, you said they're your children. Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, but
once you
I'm naturalized British, but
no,
my wife is
it
British
doesn't matter. You were born in St. Vincent, weren't you?
Yes.
Right. So that makes it automatic. They're by virtue of that, they are fourth generation Vincies. So they actually all they have to do is for you to endorse their
the board paper and documentation.
Oh, but hold on. Because Alex is shaking her head saying no.
If that were the case, then that would have been the same for me, right? My dad was born here.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have had to go through all. So that's not the case. Yeah, if your parent was born here, you still go through all the same things.
Yeah, you still have to go through it.
Yeah,
okay. I didn't think so, but all right.
Yes,
all right, but we could check it out. We could check it out. The best thing to do is check it out when you go to immigration.
Yeah, I go tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. All right,
Okay.
thanks. Thanks for calling us.
Thanks a lot.
Yes.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Oh, did I? Okay.
Good morning.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good afternoon. I'm talking about the carnival. I'm not a big carnival person, but the same thing the guy say, if the same thing was in Grenada also too, with those private parties, with this, have this private party and thing. Those private promoters.
Yeah, what about the private promoters? Sorry.
What I'm saying, like in Grenada, I'm not saying Vincent, but in Grenada, all those street bands, like those bands that go on the road, they come from Trinidad. Most of them come from Trinidad.
In Grenada?
They come from Trinidad.
In Grenada?
And those bands that play the road and like they...
Yes, we hear you, but I'm trying to clarify. Are you saying that is the experience in Grenada? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, some people say the same thing too, because when those people on the road who make the money, when those people book the show, like the people carnival, most of them have the air conditioned truck inside them.
No, we know all of that. We know all of that, but I just wanted to clarify whether or not you're saying that the promoters listen. Why don't you listen? I'll say the question.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I'm asking you whether or not you're saying the promoters are from Trinidad and the music is from Trinidad. Is that what you're saying?
No, the trucks, the trucks in Trinidad, they are the big trucks on the road. They have air conditioning. The people stay inside. Everything is, they use a credit card. People don't go and sit and buy any people in the street. So I'm saying carnival is like the government spending money, but they don't make back the money. So the government has to charge those private promoters more money.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay. The street and stuff,
So you're saying what you're describing is the Grenada experience.
Yeah, it's I'm saying the same thing too. The government spending money, but they're not making money. All these shows. I want to say the carnival costume is getting so expensive that the local cannot take part in carnival no more.
Well, I'm not sure. Well, here locals still take part in the costume. Is that the case, Kojo?
Yeah, the locals still play because we have about a couple bands that is exorbitantly priced, but there are costumes that you within the $100 range. Then they have costume that is like 1,000 plus. So, but those
hold on, please.
Those costume that is $1,000 plus is not just a costume you get in; it's a whole package.
Yeah,
you get in. Yeah.
Could you, I'm saying, yes, they get the packet, but when they go in the band and they have the costume, they do not come out and support the local people on the street. So you go and send your drinks and stuff.
Let me ask you a question. If you spend $1,500 or $2,000 for a package, and the package of your food, drinks, everything, where you going to come out and go and buy food and drinks?
No. I don't say that, but
I'm just saying, you will not. Nobody is going to spend that amount of money for a package that will include food and drinks and then hold money in the pocket and go out and buy. That's the reason why I spent that money, because I don't want to go out and buy anything after that.
Malcolm, can you call back?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I was expecting.
Yeah,
No, but hear me.
But
Let me explain to you why I asked you to do that. I was expecting a call. A call was coming in. I thought it might have been from. A call was coming in. All right, so you can call back if you wish to add.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thanks. Yes, Coach, you're saying
Yeah, I mean, it's like like take for instance, if you pay for a package, some of the bands these days,
could you hold? There's a call. I hope it is from all. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I thought it was you.
This is all Cabo Bennett, President of the Immigrant California Association.
Cabo, greetings and welcome to the program. Glad to hear you. Glad to have you on.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Cabo.
Hey, Coach, I recognize your voice. Yeah.
Could you come? Could you going to sing next week? You know, did he tell you?
Yeah. Well, I heard that he's hidden talent. So, and you haven't heard the best of it. If you think he's good on the radio, then you have something else come in. Just come on the net and you'll hear the brilliant Kojo, the songbird. Kojo makes sure you get all the fans to come in.
So he competing with your 12. Tell us.
Yeah, okay,
tell us
how that can be arranged.
Okay.
So we'll have a national Callous Monarch and we'll have a dance for a Callous Monarch.
All right. Okay, so good to have you. How things are going? Tell us. I noticed the list of the finalists is out. The list is out.
Yeah, out. Yes, we had our semi-finals on Friday to mark the beginning of Carnival. It's titled Fantastic Friday. In fact, the theme for the show was Voice of the People. We had 25 performances of Calypso and Touch, but we had, more importantly, 22 Californians vying for a place in the finals, of which 11 of them were selected. So from that 22, 11 were selected. We had 5 females and 6 males. And you will note that in terms of in actual numbers who competed from preliminaries, the females have done extremely well in terms of percentage.
Is that a record? Yeah. Is that a record number of females?
I think the one year we had 6, if my memory serves me right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we had basically the same post because persons who feature regularly for females are Chanel, Fire Empress, Sheena. Since Sheena has entered the free, she have made the finals every year.
And that's how many years?
I think it's about 6 years now.
6 years?
No, more. I think she was there before COVID.
That's true. She was before COVID. She was like 2 or 3 years before COVID.
Yeah, she was before COVID because participated when we brought back Queen of Color. So she participated and she made the finals that year. Mm-hmm. That year she came to the thing for Queen of Color and made the finals for National Color. So it's more than 6 years. Granted that we had 2 years out for COVID. So we had Chanel and Fire Empress always there. At that time we had Joanna Christopher. Yeah, so females are doing well. So for those who did not hear who the finalists are, I'm going to call them in alphabetical order. By their, they were released in alphabetical order, and I'm going to call them by their Calypso name in alphabetical order. So for example, Cecil was the first name to call. I'll name a little bit. She's doing Liberation here. We have Shanique Bailey. Lift Me Up. This is her first year as a Calypsonian, straight in the finals. We have the veteran Ipa, Me Party Lose. We have Kemi Christopher, who was a youth phenomenon in Calypso terms. He's back again with Calypso, and his number is Hope. We have for the first time one that has gone viral, Lyrical Melody, Emma Vinci, the veterans Cakes, Havana, Fire Empress, The Search, Patches, Bullwood, Shannon McKenzie, At We Doorstep, Sheena, New Chef in Tongue, Bongo Prime, the messenger, and the reserve Abijah, we don't forget. Interestingly, we have 4 monarchs who will appear in the finals. The Veterans Cakes has 3 titles, the Empress likewise, Ipa and Shannon Mackenzie. And when you add it to that, Mazat has, you have 5 Kaisonians with 10 crowns on display for the finals and the match graph. Also in the lineup, Bongo Prime. For those who may not know, Bongo Prime has the distinction of appearing in all 3 finals as far as Calais is concerned. And if you have heard me before, you know that I have advocated and advanced that Calypso actually is Kaiso, Raga Soca, and Soca.
Hey, Kaba, we're hearing a scratchy kind of sound from your side, from your end.
I wonder why.
Well, maybe it's the way you're holding the device that you're speaking on.
The phone is right next to my ear.
Or maybe it's too close.
That's what happens.
Oh, maybe it's too close.
Okay, let me try something.
That's what you're doing is improving.
Are you hearing me better?
That's improving. Yeah.
Better?
But come do.
Okay, I put on speaker and take it from
No,
here,
no, no, that would be worse. No, you're sounding better just now.
Yeah, it's on speaker.
No, not when you're on speaker. Speaker will make it because you have feedback.
No, I'm telling you, I'm on speaker.
No, but I'm telling you, if you put it on feedback, if you put it on speaker, you would get feedback.
Okay.
So take it off.
Are you hearing me better now? Because I'm taking it away from my ear.
The scratch come back.
Are you hearing me better?
It's scratchy, But go ahead.
I think the speaker.
No,
let me use another phone. Hold on. Let me use another phone.
But
let me use another phone.
He's good there. When you say
yeah,
that.
you will go right there.
He's
going to change the phone, he say.
No, he was good when he was where he was. In the meantime, I want to read a few WhatsApp messages. Lansford?
Yes, Cecil, I'm here. I'm listening.
Oh, just making sure. I want to read a few WhatsApp messages. One is saying, "Good morning, gentlemen. I hear." Well, I have to go back to it because I believe it's
Kaba
coming back. Hello, welcome to the program.
Hello, is this better?
Yeah, marginally, but yes.
Okay, yes. I don't know what's going on. It's the system.
No, it's not the system. It's the way you're speaking. No, I think it's the way you're speaking into the mouthpiece of the. But go ahead. Go ahead. We're hearing you.
Let's go ahead. Okay, let's go ahead. Yes, I think I paused at Bongo Prime, saying that Bongo Prime has made 3 finals. Soca is the reigning
Raga Soca
monarch. Right. You met Soca. He's the reigning Raga Soca monarch, so he has the right to defend, and now he has made the Calcio finals. So he has the distinction in all 3 finals. So that we have that in there. We have this show has a variety of songs, a variety of themes, and as far as I'm concerned, it's going to be very competitive, and it will be a difficult task for the judges to determine who will be the 2026 National Calypso Monarch. The audience, you will be entertained and educated, so you're coming for edutainment, education, entertainment, and as I said, Calypsonians are the voice of the people. But we need your support. We know we have to give you your money's worth, but we also need you to support the art form. And I know, Cecil, I know you're a avid fan. Kojo, I know you as well, so I know I don't even have to ask you all to come. It'd be a waste of my breath to tell you to encourage you all to come, because you all come anyways, and encourage other persons to come to the finals.
I would encourage as many as possible to come to the final, but when we come, we want upliftment, we want entertainment, we want quality performance, and we want quality lyrics.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying to you.
Edutainment. So are we going to get those? Are we going to get all of those?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, yes.
No. Kappa, it's not as far as you're concerned.
Yes. Okay. Positively.
Okay.
Positively and without any ambiguity, you are going to get educated. You're going to get entertainment of the highest quality.
Well, I know the back end band, the accompanying music is the Police Force, and they're always A1. I could vouch for that, but in terms of what they're going to accompany, that's my little.
So I want to ask a question now because I kind of a little bit thing. Haven't you listened to any of these calypsos?
Some of them, not all. Not all.
And those that you have listened to, have you been impressed?
One or two of them I've been impressed with one or two of them, but not all.
All right. Well, as always in life, you know, we're not perfect. And we should never allow perfection to be the enemy of the good.
I didn't say that. So, I never said that.
I'm telling you, I didn't see you say that.
Oh, okay.
I am saying it.
Okay, well.
I never said I said this.
Okay.
I am saying this.
But I don't know if you listened to the other part of the program where we were saying, where we were talking about the service from one of the providers, telecommunication providers. We were, well, I for sure was complaining that the quality they need to step up on their quality. Because when you pay, you need to, and that goes for everybody. When you're offering, when you're providing service.
You're talking about services specifically about internet services?
Huh?
There are many services. There are many service providers.
No, I said that we were talking about one. I didn't specify which one.
No, I'm just discussing because we have different service providers. So I wonder in what field? Is it in IT? Which field is it in? Because we have catered their service providers, so I need to know what you're talking about so I can respond.
No, it's all right. We can skip that. But we're still having this thing with your phone, man. I think you need to move the phone slightly away from your mouth. Slightly, just slightly. Oh, that's...
Okay, I'm doing that here. I just doing what's happening.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just doing what's happening.
Okay,
yeah, so,
okay.
And let me say this here to our listeners as well here. That's why you just know you heard me saying, and I'm saying emphasis that we can't let perfection be the enemy of the good. Because we also recognize that we are not perfect and we would make mistakes along the way. And when persons criticize in a positive
No, we're not
manner,
criticizing
listen.
No, you listen, because we're not criticizing. All we're doing is trying to encourage people, encourage you to encourage people to come out to the show. That's all we're doing, and making fun in the process. But we don't need no lecturing back and forth. It doesn't add to what we're saying.
I am not responding to you. I'm making a statement to tell persons that we welcome any suggestions to improve the show. That's where I was going. Is that we embrace any critical, constructive criticism because we know that we need at times we need to do better. That's where I'm going. So feel free to give us ideas. Feel free to give suggestions because it's all we have to put our hands on deck and come together and move forward this important art form because our culture is part of our cultural fabric.
Let's just try and get as many people to come out to the show as possible. Many people as possible to come out to the show. So let's focus on that. Let's focus on that.
Right.
The positives. Let's focus on the positive and see how we get people out to the show.
As I said, you're gonna get 12 Calypsonians buying for 2026 Calypso Monarch. You have heard me indicate the quality of the Calypsonians. 5 monarchs. A monarch for Raga Soca. A monarch for a former monarch of Queen of Calypso. Some wonderful singers. And on Friday and Sunday night, what you did not see in the tent, now on Friday night, expect the theatrical component of the artist performances. You know, on final night, they bring up different props, and it will be a sight to behold. I've been hearing some persons saying they're going all the way because they want to be crowned Calypso Monarch 2026. So I'm urging you to come out here in numbers.
What's the starting time? What's the starting time?
8 p.m. 8 p.m.
8 p.m. Sharp?
Sharp.
Okay.
Sharp.
And everything else is in
20
place.
20 hours.
Everything else is in place,
Well,
right? For the show.
Thus far, the police van is there. Naturally, the rehearsals have not started. The rehearsals will be scheduled, and they'll be scheduled in a manner that each artist, each competitor will get enough practice time, enough rehearsal time, so they will give you the optimum best come Sunday night.
Mm-hmm. So the reigning monarch could look for stiff competition?
Very, very keen competition. Very, very keen competition. Who is the winner is anybody's guess. I say,
all right. How many judges you have in place? How many judges you have in place?
We're gonna use 7. We're gonna use 7 for the finals. We use 5. We use 5 for the semi-finals. 7 for the finals. We're gonna use what is called the high-low system, where you omit the highest and lowest score from each judge, and then we go finally determine the winner by using the ranking system.
What is the ranking? Can you tell us what is the ranking system?
The ranking system is done by the way each judge rank an individual. So, for example, if when I score, I give you 90, I give Korea 85, and I give John 75. Because you are highest in my thing, you get 1 ranking point. The person who comes 6th on my score sheet will get 6 ranking points, and likewise for each judge.
Some complicated boy.
Those, nothing confusing.
No, it isn't confusing. I say complicated, not confusing.
No, it's not complicated. It's not complicated. Once you understand, not complicated.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Do you have? Yeah. I didn't hear. I don't know if I missed any finalists from the diaspora.
Yes.
Which one?
Because I was going to give you them. We have 2. In fact, they have 100% success rate. The 2 semi-finalists were Shanique and Kemi Christopher.
Oh yes, Kemi.
And those 2 are in the finals.
Okay.
Shanique and Kemi.
And they're from the Dynamites Calypso 10.
Mm-hmm. And so too we have 100% success rate from the new tent. New tent is Calypso Cabaret.
And who are the
Icon Touches made it to the semis and they're in the finals.
Okay, and who from the other 10s? Give us a rundown.
Yeah, on the other 10s now we have the 4 females, a little bit. Chanel, Fire Empress, Sheena. We have this young man, Lyrical Melody, who's making his first entrance into Calypso and have made the finals.
So he's from which tent?
He's from upstage. Upstage have 6. Have 6.
And graduates?
Graduates, none.
None?
No. They have 3 going in and none coming out. Yeah.
Boy, that's bad. Graduates?
Yeah.
Graduates?
Graduates have none. Graduates they have none. They had Hero, Johnny Rebel, and Kenny, who's Wasi, and none of them made the finals.
Boy, okay.
I thought Johnny Rebel had a good song though.
No, we're not discussing that. Don't comment on that. Don't comment on that. The judges. Yeah, but hold on. Let me ask you the question. Any other tent took part?
Yes, the other one is Anto have Skills.
You said that already. I think you said it already.
Yeah, right. So it's 5 tents.
Okay, 5 Calypso
who didn't get anybody in the final is graduates.
Okay.
But Anto, Upstage, Cabaret, and Dynamite all have representatives in the finals.
Okay. By the way, which tent is the Monarch associated with?
Upstage.
Upstage. Oh, okay. Upstage.
Yeah, in the recent year. Yeah, they have had most of the monarchs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've had Fire Empress. Well, the only reason I could tell you is that based on the judge's decision, they have the best Calypso on the night.
Mm-hmm. No, I know, but I mean, if historically they've been out front all that from what you just said, and I know that. I'm just wondering what they're doing that the others are not yet doing. But yes, so we just need to say that all of them will be coming up against a reigning monarch whose name is Madzat.
Madzat.
Okay, the Calypso name. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Can you tell us anything about Pan? Rodney's supposed to be on, but I haven't seen him, so I gotta pick your mouth.
He's probably really busy as this year, and today it's his
No, it's all right. That's okay. That's why I'm picking your mouth.
Junior Pan. Junior Pan is taking place today from 2:00.
Okay.
Right. So yes, and on Thursday we have Panorama finals, Senior Panorama finals, and Steel and Glitter. So that's where Pan will appear.
Do you know how many pan sides are down for this afternoon? Junior pan side?
I think it's about six. I think 6 or 8. I think.
Somebody was telling me only yesterday that Sand Hill will not be there. Do you know of that?
Oh, Sand will not be there. Sand will not be there.
Oh,
definitely.
Do you know of any other that will not be there?
Signing in, I could speak comfortably signing, being a signing man.
All right, okay. Yeah. But and for the Senior Panorama, do you know if you know who will be there?
I believe that all the others will be there except signing.
Oh, okay, so signing.
The Symphonics, the Starlift, the Elite, the other one named the one from Calico.
Epic.
Yeah. From my knowledge, they'll be there except signing.
And Genesis will be there? You know if Genesis will be there?
I don't know, but let me see. If it's 5, if we have Starlift, Symphonics, Elite, Epic, Genesis, I believe will be there.
Is it next one?
I think it's 5 of them. I think it's 5 of them competing here.
All right.
And thank you for having
we want to wish them. We want to wish them. No school band competing. They're playing out today. No school band or competing.
Yes, school bands competing. They have 2 categories in the junior divisions for Japan. School bands and community bands. So there will be school bands and there will be community bands.
All right.
And to the exact numbers and the actual bands, I don't have the information.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the update that you've given. So you're making sure that Coach and I are out there for finals.
Of course. As I said, without saying that you will be there. I know that. I don't.
But I can vouch for Kojo. He will be there.
But you're supposed to vouch for yourself. You vouch for yourself. I understand you vouching for Kojo. I understand Kojo vouch for himself. And you vouching for Cecil. That I can understand.
I'll see how things go. I'll see how things go. But I want to encourage all the persons who've been listening to you and to us to go out and support the junior panorama today. What time it starts? Is it 2:00? Oh, yeah, there you go. My cousin is in here with us, who came in only yesterday. She knows. She's been following Carnival activity.
And even though you asked about the finals, I won't get an opportunity to talk about junior calypso. Just
yes.
Junior calypso.
And junior soca.
Yeah, junior calypso is actually a combination. Of the 2 categories: primary school calypso, junior secondary school calypso, and the soca segment is a combination of both primary and secondary.
Okay.
So there have been 3 competitions on that day.
Okay.
Yeah, and the juniors, we had some juniors in the tent, and they really performed well. So
is the young fella from Sandy Bay? Is the young fella from Sandy Bay coming this year again?
I'm not talking about I've not seen his name in the finals.
Oh
and
boy!
Yes. The performer.
Yes, he's the performer.
Yeah.
We sad not to see him.
Nonetheless, there are some fantastic performers there.
Yeah.
And some marvelous singers.
Not to see him.
And the schools to support their very own, and the communities as well to come out and support these youngsters. They are the future of calypso. And they need support from all and sundry. So again, come out to your numbers and support them. Support Calypso, the voice of the people.
Okay, Cabo, so I'm going to vouch for myself, not Ryan this time. I'm vouching for myself. I will be there.
I could put my pot on fire when you could put my pot on fire unless with the wind come and blow the
well, you better not put it on hot fire. the meat might be too hard to boil, according to Gao. This is pot hard to boil.
I put it on with fire.
Okay, all right.
But you remember,
As a WEFM.
Oh, all right, okay.
But remember,
WEFM.
I was saying, you could put it in hot fire, you could put it on cold fire. The meat still has to boil.
All right, Kaba. All right, thank you. Thanks for calling. All right.
Thank you for having me. I'm behalf of the Sims Guinness Carson Association. Thank you very much. And I wish the station all success.
All right,
including when they have broadcast in June Carnival.
All right, very much. Good. Thanks for calling. Interesting. Yeah, I have a few more minutes to go before we end the program. But I was reading some WhatsApp messages. I want to continue reading this one, which says, "Good morning, gentlemen. I hear Ken, and the issue. I hear Ken, and the issue he's raising is real. But we Ken Wiseman, but the issue is real. But we have to remember that we have local acts who travel around the Caribbean and the diaspora. Skinny, Fireman Hooper, Touch, Black Sand, Exodus, and many more benefited from the generosity of other countries." So that's a response.
I agree with that too.
Yeah.
I mean, in Children's Park, I when listening to my band on the road, I don't really necessarily want to hear foreign soca because I think it's my carnival, so I want to hear my soca.
Okay.
But I mean, a little 1 and 2 in between, I don't think it's gonna hurt.
We have a call. Let's take this one. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program.
Pleasant afternoon, gentlemen.
Brother Mason,
hello,
greetings.
How are you doing, Carl?
I'm here. I have to come and see you.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope it's soon before you go back, man.
Yeah, so now I have to come and see you.
Yeah, Mr. Ryan, how are you?
I'm good. And you? You do that?
How my people?
They're fine, and they might be listening to you as you ask that question. They're fine. They're here.
Okay,
I would convey your greetings to them.
Please do. And could you, yes, hopefully I'll see you before you go back, yeah?
Yeah. I'll if I don't see you in town, I have to come and look for you.
Yeah, you got to come and look for me, man. Come
all
and look for me.
Okay.
Okay, then all the best, and welcome home.
Thanks.
Okay.
All right, then, Brother Mason, have a good day. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. For somebody had sent this thing about when we were discussing the question of citizenship for fourth and second generation, and the person saying first generation doesn't have to go through all those hoops. They are wrong. Meaning, it's like what we were saying.
So they're saying that if my father was born here, that I don't have to go through any hoops.
Right.
Tell him to go to the St. Vincent and Grenadines website, and it gives you all the information there.
Okay.
That's where I started. I printed everything out. Trust
you
me.
got to come closer to the mic.
Tell them to go to the website. Go to St. Vincent and the Grenadines website. You can go on there. There's a hyperlink. It'll walk you through everything. So it definitely does not give me any, get to the front of the line because my father was born here. So
well, maybe they need to correct that website.
No, it says it on the I'm telling you what it says on the website.
No, I know, but it should say once your father was born here,
yes,
you're first generation and you shouldn't have a hassle. You're a citizen.
But that's not the case.
No, I am telling you it is the case. It is the case.
Then they need to change it on the website.
That's what I was suggesting.
But also, when I went to immigration, why did they make me go through all of those steps if I had his birth certificate with me? So,
I will tell you, the
also,
person who sent this message, he knows.
I wish I would have saw him in December because guaranteed, as many buildings as I went to, they would have told me that was the case. And again, tell them change it on the website because that is not what it says on the website.
The immigration needs to change.
Yeah.
Cecil,
Yeah, yes. Oh, that's what. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right, Cecil. I have to leave at 1 o'clock. I have another
Yeah.
appointment.
Oh,
But
okay.
with respect to the citizenship, you're correct. Once your parent is a Vincentian, you're automatically a Vincentian.
Mhm.
I have a child who was born overseas,
Mhm.
and when he was ready for his birth certificate, albeit he lives here, but he was born overseas, and he simply took his parents' birth certificate and his birth certificate to the immigration office and got his Vincentian passport.
Yep, that's exactly what I took, and they made me go through all of those
Well,
steps.
maybe they have it wrong. They need to correct their website.
No, I'm saying when I went to the office, what he's saying, that is what I took to the office.
Yes,
and they
yes.
still made me go through all of those when I physically was here.
Hmm.
So I hear what he's saying. Again, I read everything. I do a lot of homework before. I did all of my homework well before I got here. So I understand what he's saying. Yes, you're right then. The website is wrong. And every person that I met when I was here in December was wrong as well, because they made me go through all of the steps. Every
Okay.
one of the steps I'm telling you,
Mm.
every different department, every person I talked to, I had to go through those steps.
Okay.
So you're right. They need to change it on the website, but also inform the people that work at immigration, because they have no idea what he's talking about. That's not the case.
Okay. Lance, what, yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference between the second generation and the first generation. The second generation, they are entitled to become a citizen. In the case of the first generation, my information is that they are citizens.
Right. So then you're saying if my father was born here, but I was not born here, then I would go through all of those steps.
Yeah, my information is that you're a citizen. And that is long before that act that now confer. Well, it doesn't even confer. It makes a pathway for your children to become citizens of St. Vincent. But as far as I know, you are a citizen of St. Vincent by virtue of your father.
I would have met you in December. It would have saved me quite a bit of money and a whole lot of time, because like I said, every office I went through, they made me go through all of these steps. So yeah, trust me, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll talk to them again and let them know that they charged me a whole lot of money and a lot of time for something that I shouldn't have had to.
Maybe they're charging you for your accent, Detroit, for your deep.
I can't help my accent. I can't help my accent.
But I know, I understand.
I want to be here and I want to buy property. So help me to get here so that I can buy property here and invest here. That's all I'm trying to do, is live here and invest here.
As far as I know, you have intention once your parent.
I mean, Lansford, it's the same thing goes for a man who married a woman or a woman who married a man.
But in the case of the marriage, while they are entitled to citizenship, they have to go through the process of registering their citizenship, and they will need all of those documentation.
Go ahead, Antoine.
No, and made the point, Cecil, for the persons who are married to have intention and wish to register their citizenship. In other words, to have a document to say that you're a citizen of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You have to go through all of those things that your cousin mentioned.
Okay.
But in terms of getting a passport, once your father is born here, it's the same thing. If you need to get an ID card, if you need to register, once you meet all the other requirements, the residency requirements, you simply take your...
Yeah, if I just wanted a passport, it would have been a different process. Correct.
Yes.
But that's not what I wanted.
Yes, you wanted a certificate to show that you're a citizen.
Yes.
Right.
All right, but Lansford, you have to go. We also have to go. It's 1 o'clock, just after 1. So we want to thank you for, as usual, for being on the program as usual, and thank Kojo and my cousin. She ended up being on the program. I want to thank all the persons who
Cecil, thank you before I go, but I want to register that in April this year, there was on the order paper for the meeting of Parliament that was held in 2 bills to amend amend the Constitution, and one to amend the Representation of the People Act. And I had made public comments about them. And at this time, I understand that they are on the other paper for Thursday, for the meeting of Thursday that's coming up. And my comments then are the same, and they're even stronger now because of the procedure, the process of bringing them back. And again, earlier, you heard the folks in Jamaica complaining about the secrecy that the government used to bring the third party, the third, whatever they call them. We call them deportees to St. Mary's. And I see some similarity in what is happening here. While it is a political issue in the main, the process of doing it, I believe it is wrong in terms of the secrecy, bringing it to and there are a number of things that are happening in terms of ambassador and ambassadors that haven't been appointed. But my consolation is that there is a serious leader of the opposition who knows the laws, who knows the procedures, and I am counting on him to raise these issues in the correct places and at the correct time. But I just want to emphasize that my position in April stands, and it is even stronger now, in opposing the move to amend our constitution and the Representation of the People Act in a sort of secret way without the input, the benefit of the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. 14.1 means something, yes, but there are other things that are just as important as the 14.1. Thank you for having me, Cecil.
All right, thanks again. Just before you go, though, I just want to, as you use the opportunity, I just want to remind people that I have a particular position, especially when it comes to do with our constitution. Having myself function and gave service on the Constitution Review Commission of 2000 and early part of from 2003 to 2009, and having a clear understanding of the Constitution, having been tutored by one I consider to be one of the best, the late Parnell Campbell. I think that the way in which it is being done, the attempt to change the Constitution is wrong. And all people have to do, study the Constitution, in particular, section 25 and 26, and emphasis on 26. It tells you how you are able to change the Constitution. Sorry, not 26, 38, section 38, subsection 2, tells you how the Constitution is to be changed. It's right there, and people should go, as always, go and look at it. And it's online, so people should go and look at it and see. All right, Lansford, have a good day.
Thank you, Cecil.
And enjoy your song, your carnival. As I was trying to mind. Kaba is saying that he punctual that I will be there, but I don't know about that. But I'll see how it goes. All right, Lansford, thanks a lot again.
All the best, Cecil. And today, Kojo and your cousin, all the best. Enjoy your carnival as well.
Thank you.
And we have to talk about the family matters later.
Yeah, Kojo, Cecil can share my number, and we can talk about that.
Yes.
All right.
All right, and Kojo, again, thanks a lot for sharing the platform today, and I look forward again. Well, I know you're always on the program, so it's not you're not a stranger, so you're welcome to be on anytime, whether you're here or overseas.
Okay, so let's escape into the carnival with the Great Escape.
Oh, well, we don't have time. We kind of run out of that. We kind of run out of time for that.
Yeah, you could give them a little piece.
Oh, you mean Bongo Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, you want that? Oh, okay, we'll do that. But that is not his current hit.
No.
Oh, okay, this is from last year.
But that's the theme of the carnival.
Oh, that's right. But before that, I just want to say again, I didn't. Well, my cousin didn't want to be on. Alexis didn't want to be active in the program. She just wanted to be in and be incognito, but you came in, and I'm glad you did, because you provided a lot of information for persons who, like you, want to become to apply for the passport, because already they are citizens. Just that you need to have it formally done and to get your passport, and that's what you're working on. Because as you said, you want to come back and live here anytime and invest here and all of that.
Yes.
All right.
And thank you for having me. I know I texted you a few days ago, like, hey, would it be okay if I came and hang out? And you said, of course. So thank you very much.
Yes. All right. And for all the people who called in, Weezy, thanks a lot on all the suggestions that you made. And I hope you've learned about the process of applying for citizenship for your youngsters. Just to say thanks as well to the management of Star FM, Star Radio, and Garfin Radio for carrying the program. Thank you very much. And thanks to, as usual, the able support from Karen, who is here with us. My name is Cecil Ryan. Have a good day. Good afternoon. Let me play this for the benefit of
this place. A great escape. My favorite space. The maddest place on earth. Hey, it's madness you was looking for, you find it. And if it's energy you're looking for, you find it. It's like we breathe it in the air. You will understand if you come down here. This is the perfect place to free your mind, yeah. Just put a smile up on your face and take a wine, yeah. This is how we know that we are alive. Cause we don't need too much to start our vibe. It's winter time, June and July. You need to fly right up to the maddest place on earth. Can't tell no lie. If you come by, you will not deny that this is the maddest place on earth. And we go show